Hey everyone, I'm back. In more ways than one. One way, I'm back making Pokemon Unite videos. In another way, I'm back in Okayama. Matsuyama was great. I loved living there, but the internet that I had was atrocious. And now that I'm back in Okayama, I have a stable enough internet to play some more MOBAs. So back on the Pokemon Unite grind. Unfortunately, I missed a lot of stuff here. So many new Pokemon have been released. So I had to make a decision. What do I start playing? I have to get back to Master Rank in order to, I think, maintain some sort of credibility of being a competent player, right? Someone who's worth watching. Well, when you look at everything that came out since I had been gone, there's really only one correct answer of what do I play. And that's Dragonite. The OG Dragon. And you know what? I'm somewhat of an OG myself, right? So, I had to look and see how do you play Dragonite? What's the proper build, right? What kind of Pokemon is he? Well, he's an all-rounder, basically a carry at this point, right? And a lot of people take him mid, but I think he's also viable in the lanes as well. As Dratini, you have a really, really powerful move. That's Dragon Breath. It makes your next attack boosted, and it also does a considerable amount of damage. It's not a huge nuke, but it's very good for last hitting and contesting farm. So it's really good. Twister is, yeah, it's not that great. But then you evolve into Dragonair, and you have access to Dragon Dance, right? It's a very good mobility skill, right? You get to it boosts your movement speed, attack speed, and damage for a short time. And as long as you're continuously in battle, it gets stronger and stronger up to a certain point. But it's really, really good, right? And then you become Dragonite at level 8, and you get Hyper Beam, the nuke of nukes, right? Now, gone are the days of Cinderaces throwing their ultimates on objectives. You got that with your Hyper Beam. It deals that much damage. And this is what people do. They go around, they farm, they get strong, and then they just unleash Hyper Beams on Dreadnoughts and Rotoms and Zapdos, right? And you get to secure them probably almost as easy as anything else in the game, if not better than anything else, right? And this is the optimal way to play Dragonite for some people, but I'm a brawler. I put Muscle Band on my Eldegoss, so you best believe I'm going to be doing some brawling build with this Dragonite. No, I'm not going to take Dragon Dance. Extreme speed. You get more mobility out of that. Granted, you can't run away from it, but when you're brawling, you're not supposed to run away. You also get to stun them. That's pretty nice too. And then, instead of taking Hyper Beam, as cool of a move as it is, you take Outrage, right? Now what Outrage does, it turns all your moves into melee moves, right? That sounds not great, but every attack is boosted. And as long as you keep attacking, you keep having boosted attacks. You can just keep lowering the cooldown of Outrage every time you hit a Pokemon with a basic attack. Although it's a boosted attack now. So, as long as you're fighting, you're in melee form. You're dealing damage. You can go toe-to-toe with any Pokemon out there. Beginning of games, I scan how many attackers, how many speedsters. These are my food. Supports. Yeah, don't worry about it. Trevenant. Yeah, eventually, I'll take him down. Right? It might take some time. But other Dragonites that are doing the Dragon Dance Hyper Beam build, oh, I've tussled with them one-on-one before. When I started at half HP, no problem, right? I go Focus Band, Muscle Band, Scope Lens, right? This is the Brawlin' Dragonite build. So, it's up to you. How do you want to play Dragonite? Take Hyper Beam, snipe objectives, play the optimal way? Okay, Beamer. Or you can be like me, getting your hands dirty, like this. Dragonite. Yes. Let's fucking go. So that's the Extreme Speed Outrage Brawlin' Dragonite. What do you think? So I do want to iterate here that I acknowledge this is not the optimal way to play Dragonite. But I do want to make it clear that this is not a meme. I did spam this all the way into Master Rank. There were only 3 games where I didn't play Dragonite. It was because my teammates had taken him before me. In those games, I played Eldegoss, Mamoswine, and Alolan Ninetales. Right? Everything else, just Dragonite, always Extreme Speed, and Outrage. There is a rationale as to why it worked, and here it is. My teammates will support me if I act swiftly and bravely. What I mean by that is, if I run in, my teammates will run in behind me like idiots. Right? Now, we might get picked off one by one, but we might also overwhelm them and wipe them. I would much rather fight the enemies off the objective and create a numbers disadvantage to where we can take the objective comfortably than both teams just harassing each other around the objective until it eventually all devolves into chaos anyway. I don't think that is a good way to play in solo queue. Right? Do the wrong thing as a team instead of the right thing individually. Right? So, I hope that gives you some insight as to why I'm successful. It's not exactly what I do, but how I do it. Does that make sense?